Hey guys, Richard here at Not My Room in the shed doing my latest review list. Oh, hello ferret. My ferret's come over to play. He's heard me talking much like my dog does. But yeah, this is a review for my latest James Patterson book, Pop Goes the Weasel. So I've actually just started reading this like 3 days ago and I'm already done with it along with time on my work breaks. I've just been burning through it when I've gotten home. It's just such a good book. So this is the first James Patterson book I've ever read. It's the fifth one in the Alex Cross series, but yeah, get away from there, ferrets. Ferrets love to try and sneak out the back door. You can see it sort of there. Yeah, they'll try and push their way out when I'm not looking. So yeah, fifth book in his series, but it's the first one I read. Not sure how. I think my family, my granddad, I think, had it. If not granddad, my uncle. But yeah, I just got hold of it, and probably a good one to read first actually, because all of these books generally reference the previous one or previous ones in some way. Some are like direct sequels. Cat and Mouse is pretty much a sequel, like later to Along Came a Spider. This is its own story with like one of my favourite villains, and it's a really, really good book, and it's definitely a good one to start with first. Yeah, anyone who's not read any James Patterson books, yeah, go with Along Came a Spider first because it is the first one. But if you've just, well, if that's not in a charity shop or bookshop or whatever, and you just, it's basically this or, I don't know, Kiss the Girls, go with this. I think this is a perfect opener as well. Again, it's a follow-up to the previous one, as in Alex's relationship. Better mention this now. So when I did the review for Cat and Mouse, I claimed that Alex, Christine got kidnapped at the end. I didn't think that was right when I was reading it, like thinking back, and yeah, I was wrong. I think Alex imagined her like not being there when he called her or something, because yeah, she gets kidnapped in this one. So let's get on to the plot then. So there's basically a guy in Washington with diplomatic immunity who works for the British Embassy, like committing like all sorts of terrible crimes. He's first he's just speeding, then he's like murdering prostitutes, and it's basically he's been going and doing it for years. He part of a game called the Four Horsemen, and he's got 3 friends who do the same thing, and they basically act out their sickest fantasies in real life, and usually like mass murder is the main thing. And yeah, Jeffrey Schaefer is the main one. He's just like the worst. He's completely out of control, and he's just such a great villain. He just, the way he can get away with everything is just so clever. What he does, he just knows exactly what to do to like succeed, and everything is a game for him, a game that he never loses. And yeah, he's a great bad guy. Alex totally underestimates him. He just thinks he's just he's a criminal genius like Gary Sinise. He's still smart. Oh no, he's wrong. At the end, he sees Jeffrey Schaefer as like the best villain he's ever faced. He's like that impressive. So yeah, basically Jeffrey Schaefer gets caught, gladly goes to trial, and model person. British aren't keen for him to go to trial because he's like a model employee for the embassy. All of that, he gets found not guilty and is continuing his spree. Decides to kill his friends in the game as well, and they arrange to meet in Jamaica, and he can like one by one take them out. They're all like planning to kill each other, or rather kill Jeffrey Schaefer first, because they know he's out of control, and they got to stop him. But of course he wins. He kills 2 of his 3 friends, decides last minute to let the other one live, albeit, as he puts it, live badly. And he tries to kill Alex. Alex injures him. He seems to vanish, and then he gets away. And the book finishes with him several months later murdering his wife in full view in front of a shop, disguised, but he gets away with it. And it's like, God damn, this guy's good. I mean, he is a sick guy. He's like very, very bad. You got to admire how good he is at his crime spree. It's a great story. It just flows fast. Time just flies past me. I think the book covers about a year, maybe a little bit more. And it's just, you just want to keep reading. It's so good. So yeah, speaking of a year, Christine, Alex's girlfriend, so she's already had problems with him being in police because she's convinced something terrible will happen. He'll get himself killed or he'll get his family killed. We've already seen that happen. But Alex is like addicted to the job, basically. And yeah, sure enough, the Weasel decides to make Alex part of the game and kidnaps Christine. And yeah, for like a whole year she is gone. And right at the very end, Alex has given up, thinks he'll never see her again. And at the very end of the book, he finds her, like in Jamaica. Did a bit of, his friends did some investigating and found her. She'd been like held prisoner for a year and gave birth because Alex somehow believed he might have gotten her pregnant, and he did. Doesn't make much sense. But so she was a child. So it's a nice happy ending. Well, happy ending for Alex, because in the next chapter it's Jeffrey Schaefer having his final bit of revenge. But yeah, it's nice to have that. Alex loses with the person he loves. It's kind of his own fault. He's won't listen when he's warned. This sort of thing can happen. It finally does. But yeah, he's our father again. So again, it's following on from their lives. A bit of time passes. No major events really happen, to be honest. Aside from those two main things. But it's just such a good story. Yeah, really recommend it. Being English, I mean, this is great because James Patterson gets all the good slurs, Jeffrey Schaefer called his wife a cow, calling people he hates wankers. It's great. So yeah, got a good Englishness to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So short review, but there's not too much more to say about going into massive detail. But yeah, really, really recommend this one. So next one is Roses Are Red. Follow up is Violets Are Blue. I think it's kind of a two-parter. But yeah, not just yet. I finally picked, after a really hell of a pre-order mess with Games Workshop / Warhammer, I've finally picked up, just had to cancel my online order and bought it in store, the next book, Warhawk from Siege of Terror Warhammer, which is great. I'm really looking forward to that one. Then I've got the fifth Harry Potter book, next Star Wars one, Race Squadron 2, and then it'll be Roses Are Red. So yeah, also, as with these James Patterson books, so when I came across them in charity shops, into the library were missing most of them, I said, if I can get all of them, not all, I've gone with the first 12, if I can get all 12, I'll do a reread. This was over 2 years ago, and yeah, I managed to. This is actually the final one. In the charity shop in Nottingham, I've got I donated a couple more when I said I didn't want more than the 12th book, because you'll see why when I get to my review for that one at Cross. But yeah, of those first 12, I had something like first 8, and over time, only went into charity shops, didn't order online, didn't go to the library and go to I don't know, Amazon or Smiths or something. Only bought them in charity shops. This is actually the last one I needed, which is good. It actually allowed me to start. Oh no, I didn't know. I waited till I had all 12 before I begun the reread. So yeah, when I waited till I had this before I do Long Came to Idol, I'm pretty sure it was quite soon after. But yeah, if you can sort of make it out there, that's the Bernardo's price sticker. Okay, it's 50p. 50p for one of the best books in the very first one of his that I read. Oh yeah, can't argue with that. So book's in pretty bad condition. I won't be keeping it, let's just say that. But yeah, I had fun reading this. Flew through it. 500 pages almost. Doesn't feel like it. I mean, James Patterson does this thing where chapters end with, let me get this in the camera. Yeah, a lot of space between text. So a 500-page book is probably closer to more like a 400-page book. But yeah, that's just his style, and I think it's all the better for it. So yeah, really, really recommend this book. Pop Goes the Weasel. You can find it somewhere, get it. It doesn't matter if you read it first or not first in the book. It shouldn't be read last, let's just say that, because after all, Jeffrey Schaefer gets away. Maybe he'll come back, but it can be read at the very beginning. It doesn't have to be fifth in the series, but earlier the better, sure. But yeah, highly recommended. So that's it then. So if you enjoyed the book, and I will see you next time.